Assalamu alaikum. Today is our second lab, online lab, and today we will discuss about what is a breadboard, what is inside a breadboard, and how it works, breadboard labels, rows, columns, and buses. The purpose of today's lab is to give you an overview about the component or equipment we will be using in our DLD lab. So before we go towards performing the practicals with different components, we should know about those components. As you are computer science students, so it's very important for you to know about all these components and boards and buses, because when we will be using these for our practical, so I don't want that you should have any difficulty about that. And why we will be using these boards because you are CS student, so it doesn't mean that you should not know about these components and you should not do practicals. Actually, it is same as important as for engineering students. Why? Because for your final year projects, when you will be in final semester, you will be using these breadboards for your hardware projects. So without doing this practical, it will be very difficult for you to work for your final year project in your final year. So let's start. Before telling you about the breadboard, I want to discuss something about PCB. PCB means printed circuit board. As you see in this picture, you can see a board, and this is a board which you commonly see in your televisions, computer, laptops, tablets, mobile, any type of electrical or electronics components or equipment. You will see this type of green color boards, and many components will be placed on that. This is called printed circuit board, and these are used mostly for analog communication. This is type of analog, because we divide into digital or analog, so these are all analog components on this. There are also digital components like ICs on this. These are the ICs which perform digital, but mostly when we study analog electronics, we talk about these printed circuit boards. But here we are talking about digital communication, digital logic design, and so this means we should be talk about breadboards. Actually, what is a breadboard? So let's start. The definition of a breadboard is that a breadboard is a rectangular plastic board with a bunch of tiny holes in it. These holes let you easily insert any electronic component to prototype an electronic circuit. What was in the PCB? In PCB, all these components are permanent, connected with the board. But on the breadboard, there are holes, and these components can temporarily put on these boards for performing some task. For example, if you want to make some circuit or some components, before making this permanent board or PCB board, you want to test that whether the design will be applicable or workable or not. So you can use breadboard, where you can put the components and perform your experiment. So what are the advantages of this breadboard? For final year projects, mostly, why students are using breadboard? Because a final year project is a project which need modifications, which need to be improved in the future. So, and all the students which are making these projects are not experts. So that's why, as they are not experts, so this means there must be some changes in the circuit or the system every time when they are designing the system like this board system. So they use breadboards, so that if they want to change any component, or if they want to change any performance or any ICs, so it's easy for them to change on the breadboard. But if they put a PCB board, then for even a one component they have to unsolder that component and make that PCB again. But for the breadboards, you can change the connections or change the components very easily. That's why this is the biggest advantage of a breadboard. The connections are not permanent because you can change it anytime, so it's easy to remove the component if you make any mistakes or just start over or do a new project. So this makes breadboard great for beginners who are new to the electronics. You can use breadboards to make all sort of fun electronic projects, from different type of robots or an electronic drum set to an electronic rain detector. This means you can make a small type of project, sensors, like our university, when you will graduate, most of the students from, because the specialty of the university, if it's in agriculture, then computer science students will mostly make the projects that will be related to the agriculture, and they will be using some type of sensors or robots. So breadboard will be a very good option for them for their final year project. So these are the some advantages of using breadboards. So history of the breadboard, why this is called a breadboard? Actually, in ancient times, people use this wooden board and the board which is used to cut the breads for making temporary circuits. Like they put these nails on this and they make connections on this with the battery and perform their experiments. But using such type of boards are not comfortable for the students, and also it's expensive for them. So in order to reduce the cost and make them easily available and comfortable for the students, they make these plastic boards with the holes and name them on like the breadboard, because the idea come from this. People use breadboard for temporary circuits or for the experiments. So what are the types of the breadboards? There are three types of breadboards currently in the market: full, half and mini. Mostly if you are making multiple projects on a single board, or your project have a large number of components, then you must use full breadboard. If you are making small components or few component project, then you must be using half. And for display of some LEDs blinking or even component, or for study purposes, you can use mini. So for DLD, I think for basics, half breadboard is quite enough, because in DLD we will be doing the experiments of AND gate, OR gate, NOR gate, and there is only few components like an IC, LED, resistor and a battery. So half breadboard is quite enough for these experiments. Before going to the next topic, I think this we will do in our next video, because sometime the video is quite long. So we will start from here in our next video.